How leaders change the temperature of a room. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the mood shift? Not because of what anyone said, but because you arrived. Every one of us carries a temperature. Some people walk in and the room warms up. People sit up straighter. They smile. They relax. Others walk in and the room freezes. Conversations stop. Shoulders tighten. And everyone suddenly becomes very interested in their phones. And here's the truth. Leaders don't just enter rooms. Leaders change rooms. The dog, the kids, and the grown-ups. Let me paint a picture. Think about how your kids act when you come home from work, especially if you've got treats. They run. They yell your name. They jump on you like you're a celebrity who just walked the red carpet. Now think about your dog, tail wagging so hard his whole body wiggles. He's so excited he piddles a little. That's commitment. That's enthusiasm. Now imagine if you made grown adults feel that way when you walked into a room. The excitement, the joy, the oh good, you're here, energy, that part is real. That part is possible. Or is it the opposite? Because let's be honest, some leaders walk in and the room goes quiet. People brace themselves. They think, oh no, he's back. Everyone hush, sit down, look busy. Or worse, they react like a dog who ate the couch cushion. Head down, tail tucked. Already apologizing for something they haven't even done yet. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't know which reaction you create, you need to find out. Leadership begins with awareness. Every leader, even the naturally charismatic ones, needs to ask these questions. What happens to the room when I walk in? What happens when I walk out? Do people feel safer? Do they feel stressed? Do they feel seen? Or do they feel invisible? And then you ask the most important question of all. Hey, before you go, I've got something for you. If you've ever wanted to lead with more calm, confidence, and emotional intelligence, the kind that changes the temperature of a room, then you'll love what's waiting at the Want To project. It's called the VDR course, and it's built for people who already have the spark. The ones others look to when things get tough. You don't need fixing. You just need refining. Think of it like sharpening the blade you already carry. This isn't another motivational hype session. It's a system, practical, repeatable, and real, designed to help you lead, teach, and connect with emotional precision. It's the same framework I use to help facilitators, parents, and leaders moderate the emotional temperature of any room. So if you're ready to step into that next level, to lead like someone people are excited to see walk in, then head over to the Want To project and grab the VDR course. It's familiar, it's honest, and it's built for people like you, the ones who already care enough to want to do it better. Why? Why do people react the way they do around me? What am I projecting? What am I communicating without even speaking? Because leadership isn't just what you say, it's what you bring. It's the emotional temperature you set without even trying. 5 ways to change and moderate the temperature of any room. These aren't theories. These are practical, real-world tools you can use today. 1. Check your own temperature first. Before you walk into any room, pause. Ask yourself, what energy am I carrying right now? If you're rushed, irritated, or distracted, that's exactly what people will feel. You can't set a warm tone if you're internally freezing. You can't create calm if you're internally chaotic. Leaders regulate themselves first, then they lead others. 2. Acknowledge the room you're entering. Don't bulldoze your way in. Notice what's already happening. Is the room tense? Is it tired? Is it buzzing with excitement? Is it overwhelmed? A great leader reads the room before trying to change it. You can't influence what you refuse to notice. Sometimes all it takes is saying, "Feels like it's been a long day for everyone," or "I can tell you all have been working hard." Acknowledgement is connection. Connection is influence. 3. Use micro moments of connection. You don't need a speech. You don't need a grand gesture. You need micro moments. A smile, eye contact, saying someone's name, quick "how are you holding up?" A genuine "I'm glad you're here." These tiny moments are emotional thermostats. They tell people, you matter, I see you, you're safe with me. And when people feel safe, the temperature rises in all the right ways. For match the room, then lead it. If the room is low energy, don't burst in like a firework. If the room is anxious, don't come in with forced hype. Match the tone first. Meet people where they are. then guide them where they need to go. This is emotional intelligence in action. People follow leaders who feel them first before trying to move them. 5. Leave a trace of calm when you exit. Here's the real test of leadership. What happens after you leave? Do people breathe easier? Do they feel clearer, more grounded, more confident? Or do they feel drained, confused, on edge? Great leaders don't just change the temperature while they're present. They leave behind a residue of calm, clarity, and confidence that lasts long after they're gone. Final message. Leadership isn't about controlling the room. It's about moderating it, guiding it, influencing it with intention. You are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You don't just react to the room, you set the tone for it. So the next time you walk into a space, ask yourself, what temperature do I want to set? And then walk in like you mean it.